When I first saw this, I couldn't believe it. Miami's football program is pulling a Lincoln Riley. Miami's athletic director and the department is doing to their current head coach what Lincoln Riley did to Oklahoma, but in my opinion, I think it's worse. I'm just going to jump straight into it. For those of you that are wondering what's going on, let me explain. Over the past couple of days and weeks, Miami has announced they're looking for a new head coach. That's not the problem. The problem is they have a current head coach who they didn't fire, which is odd to me, and it's honestly disrespectful and cruel. Once again, I'm going to say it so you understand it. Miami has a football coach and they were negotiating contracts with other people. In 2021, the word integrity means almost nothing to college athletes, college coaches, or anybody. I get it 100%. I'm never going to fault a person, player, coach, or anybody on this earth for doing what's best for them. What Miami's program is doing and what the athletic director did is straight up messed up. I'm not saying it's messed up and cruel they fired their head coach. I'm saying it's messed up the way they did it. Let me elaborate on that more and put it in a better perspective so some of you understand. It would be the exact equivalent to you having a girlfriend and her coming up to you and saying, "Hey, I still want to be together for a week or two, but I'm going to go look for other boyfriends." It's the exact same thing. And then she's going to tell you, "Well, I'm not firing you just yet. I'm waiting and you're holding a spot until I find a new guy." That's what Miami did with Manny Diaz, and I can't believe they had the guts to do that. It's embarrassing and more than disrespectful. I don't care. You can feel how you want. I think that's 3 times worse than what Lincoln Riley did to Oklahoma. Everyone was mad at Riley, but we all know we would have done the same thing. He took a better job for better money. The coach that Miami just hired this morning goes by the name of Mario Cristobal, who was formerly coaching Oregon. Cristobal is a good recruiter and he's also a good coach. I want to give Manny Diaz some credit. He was a solid recruiter in Florida when he was there. His biggest dilemma, he couldn't win enough games to maintain the job. Miami, although we don't think of them nowadays, you gotta remember 15 to 20 years ago, they was a powerhouse in the NCAA. It's kind of sad nobody respects Miami and nobody thinks of them being a top tier program. Taking a look at this tweet, it's a good question. Why in the world would Cristobal want to leave Oregon for Miami? I mean, I understand the Florida recruit pool is amazing, but Miami is a thing of the past. That's a good question, and that's a great tweet. Let me answer it. Oregon is Oregon. What do I mean by that? Yeah, they're going to do good always. They're going to go 10-2, maybe 9-3, 8-4, 11-1, but they're never going to be a top tier program, and nobody wants to live there. Recruiting is 15 times harder in Oregon than it is in Florida. Florida, California, that's the best place to recruit. You got 4 and 5 stars in your backyard. I'm going to leave it at that. It's simple. I believe, I'm not too sure on this, Cristobal is also a alumni from Miami and he has family there. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think that's the case. Is it not strange to you that Miami was interviewing new head coaches when the job wasn't open? They already had a new coach. We'd be talking about a completely different story if they would have fired him. I wish they would have done that. If you know you're going to interview and get a new coach, why are you holding on to the other one and giving him false hope? It's messed up, and I'm going to emphasize that all throughout the video. I also see people saying, yeah, Miami's cool, but outside of the climate, what's going on? Why would you want to go there? Oh my gosh, look at this tweet. Somebody said, I feel bad for Manny Diaz. Bro is one of the best coaches I've ever been around. Under that, somebody said, must be the only coach you've ever been around. That's facts. Best of luck to Diaz. He just couldn't get the job done. I'm seeing this narrative thrown around a lot, and I'm not too sure how to feel about it. You got many fans saying, like we got right here, yes, thank goodness Mario Cristobal is gone. He is a great recruiter and awful coach, which is incredibly frustrating. Best of luck, Miami. As an Oregon fan and alum, time to extend big money to a real coach. Oh my gosh, throwing shots. This makes my Monday. Go Ducks. I'm somewhat surprised by that. I see a lot of people supporting Cristobal. I also see a lot of people happy he's leaving. I thought he did an okay job when he was at Oregon. He didn't have the best into the season possible, but don't take away from anything, they still beat Ohio State and had a solid year. Even though he is a great recruiter, I'm going to give him that, I'm not completely sold on his coaching abilities. He's a good coach, not a great coach. And now you're going to Miami, you're going to be recruiting down there in the South against Nick Saban, Brian Kelly, Kirby Smart. It's going to be a rough patch. On the bright side, you're going to one of the worst conferences in the country in the ACC, so you really only got to worry about Clemson every year. I believe his in-game adjustments are pitiful, and what happened against Utah in back-to-back games was flat out embarrassing and should never happen. Oregon got absolutely obliterated, curb stomped, or whatever you want to call it, in back-to-back games. That should never happen against the same team. That right there was a red flag, and it showed me and proved to me he's terrible at making adjustments. What makes Nick Saban so good? He's always good at making halftime adjustments, just like what he did with Tua and Jalen Hurts in the national championship. Same thing with Kirby Smart. What's holding him back from beating Alabama? He doesn't make adjustments. In the 3 seasons Manny Diaz was there, he was 21-15. Not acceptable. You want to know what's bad? I don't see Cristobal doing too much better. It's going to take a long time for Miami to get relevant again. When's the last time you heard a college football fan in general talk good about Miami? I haven't seen it in 5 to 10 years. If I had to give this hire a grade, I go with a B. Not a C, not a A. A B, it seems about right. If you're Miami, you had to know you're not going to get a Brian Kelly, Lincoln Riley, or Brent Venables. It's not attractive to be the head coach of Miami anymore. I still can't get over how they did Manny Diaz. That's completely wrong. I'm wishing that man the best of luck. Let me know your thoughts on that situation down below. With all that being said, I'm going to end it off with a completely different topic. You know John Mechie, who's the star wide receiver for Alabama, one of the best wide receivers in the country. It was announced he did tear his ACL. As a person who's torn both of their ACLs, I'm talking about me, I somewhat knew and saw he did it when the game was going on, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to jinx it. If you've torn your ACL, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't seem that bad, but you can almost feel something's not right. When I looked at John Mechie's face during that game, I knew and feared it was major. I could tell by the way he was walking. I did the exact same thing. Something's not right. As a college football fan, you never want to see any player get hurt, no matter who it is. If you wish for players to get hurt, you need to get yourself checked out. That's wrong. Whenever you play these college teams, you want to play the best of the best and beat them at their best. This is a huge loss for Bama going forward. They're still going to be okay. They got some backup receivers that are 4- and 5-star recruits, and they also got Jameson Williams, who's a stud. Mechie is one of those guys. He's the heart and soul of the team. They're going to miss him a lot. Let me know what you think about that too. As an Alabama fan, how do I feel about this? Do I think it's going to hurt our chances or anything like that? To be honest, I'm not worried whatsoever. We have so many other players that stepped up, and you saw it in the Georgia game. Mechie going down, sure, it would have been great to have him, but the offense didn't miss a beat. If you're a Bama fan, let me know how you feel about Mechie being out. I don't think it's going to mess up anything on the offensive side of the ball. But with all that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button and leave it a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.